Hello, I'm Kiran and welcome to my woodworking channel. In this video, I'll be building a wooden dollhouse with hardwood edge trimming as a birthday present for my daughter, who's about to turn 2 in a few days. I usually use SketchUp and cut list for more complicated projects, but this project is simple enough that I can get away with rough drawing. Fortunately for me, I think I have enough scrap pieces lying around. I can get all the pieces from the scraps that I have. So I'm gonna cut these pieces that are at different lengths to the dimensions that I need. I break out the crosscut sled and cut all the pieces to width. After that, I rip all the pieces to their final dimensions. After the pieces are cut, it's time for joinery. This project is simple enough that you can do any type of joinery, pocket holes, pin nails, butt joint. I chose the loose tenons joinery with the domino cutter. I marked the lines to drill dominoes. I'll be adding 2 dominoes per joint. I set the depth correctly and always drill the first domino with tight setting and the second one with loose setting. If you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing to my channel. It's a box construction with the box in place. I'm going to mark the middle dividers. I use the 1, 2, 3 blocks to set the pieces up for joint. Then on to cutting more dominoes. I also cut some pieces to act as walls in each of the levels. The roof requires 60-degree slant on both sides and I cut that out here. Once they're all done, I check for square to make sure I cut them accurately. Now what seemed like a million dominoes are cut. I need to cut the windows on the side of the house here. There's 4 windows, 2 on each side. So to do that, I'm gonna drill 4 holes in the 4 corners and connect them using jigsaw. So that's next. I use the 1 to 3 blocks again to mark out the locations for the windows as well as for the staircase to go. I started with the Forstner bit that wasn't working out, so I switched that to a regular drill bit. Once all the holes are drilled out, I connect the holes using the jigsaw. I cut out the 2 doors on each of the middle walls on the bandsaw. I cut out some trim pieces to add to the outside of the windows. This is totally optional, but I think it adds to the look of the house. I'm attaching the trim to the windows, gluing and nailing them down. I set up the router table with a flush trim bit, and I flush the inside of the windows to the trim line. Okay, framed out the windows, added some hardwood pieces to the outside of the window. Also used these trims as the template for routing out the uneven inside that I used the jigsaw to cut out. Before I can glue this up, there's my favorite part that I have to do. That's sanding. No, sanding is not my favorite part. It's not anybody's favorite part. But it's something that needs to be done, so that's what I'm gonna do. I sand the walls with the random orbit sander at 180 grits and the insides with the Dremel. Finally, it's on to glue up. I'm gonna use this brown craft paper as a way to protect the surface of my table saw, as I don't have a lot of surface and I still need to build an outfit table that I can assemble work in. Although this is a pretty simple project, the glue up can be a little challenging. So I'm gonna use this tight bond to extend wood glue to give myself some extra time, so I make sure that I get the glue in and I put the pieces together in the right order without panicking. I had marked all the locations of the domino joints with the painter's tape, so this helped me a lot. And also the glue was quite runny and didn't end up drying quickly, so it gave me a little extra time to glue it up. So the battery on my main camera died. This was a very stressful glue up. There's like horizontal pieces like the bottom, the middle, and the top, as well as the middle dividers that need vertical pressure. So the glue has dried and I've gone ahead and removed all the clamps. I'm going to remove all these marking tapes. I need to cut the notches at the edge of the house for the slanting wall. After that, I cut a thin piece of ply attached to the house and then trimmed it up at the router table. Finally, I attached the roof to the house. I waited to attach the roof till the end because I wanted the square surface so I can clamp up easily the rest of the parts. I had some walnut offcuts remaining that I decided to cut into thin strips. These will be used as edging to cover up the exposed plywood ends. This is a very dangerous cut. I won't recommend it for newbies to the table saw. I took out my gripper block to help me cut these strips. I attached the edge trimmings to the house and used blue painter's tape to hold them down. These little pieces are acting like clamps to hold the edge trimming. Okay, so all the edging is done. It took a long time to cut them to the right size and then tape it because I don't want to put any nails on these. Now I'm removing all these tapes, which were essentially acting like clamps. It's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna get to the next step and sand all these flush and then apply the finish. I started with a random orbit sander and hand sanded everything down. Finally wiped it down with mineral spirits to clean up all the dust. Mark down the staircase connecting the lower level to the upper level and cut it down on the bandsaw. I was just about to apply some finish to the house, and then I realized there was not enough warmth to the piece in spite of these walnut edge trimming. So all said and done, this is a birthday gift for a 2-year-old girl. So I ordered some scrapbooking paper and I cut it to the size of the back wall, and I'm gonna add 4 accent walls, so to speak. So I'm gonna glue that up real quick and then apply finish. Now it's time for my actual favorite part, that is to apply finish. I applied a mixture of boiled linseed oil and polyurethane as finish. I applied 2 coats in total and sanded in between, and finally applied some brie wax and buffed out the whole thing. With that done, I call this project complete. I bought this little dollhouse kit from Amazon. I had originally planned to build this all myself. Then I realized if I took on building miniature house items, this project won't be complete before my daughter's 3rd birthday. Since 2nd birthday is coming up in a few days here, I just wanted this to be ready. All in all, I think this project turned out really awesome. I'm really happy with it. I hope that she'll enjoy this for a few years. So I'm going to do a few close-up shots here. This is the upper level where I've set up the bathroom. Down from that we have baby/kids room. There's the bunk bed, crib, and I'll put a pink wall in the back, and then there's another room here where the stairs come from at the bottom here. Built the stairs, and then there's the tiny master bedroom. All in all, I'm really happy the way this turned out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I feel like I've been in the shop improvement mode for a while by building the tool wall and the cabinet and the drill driver station and moving things around. It feels really good to build a project. I plan to build a couple of more projects and get to the 2nd stage of shop improvement projects with the workstation build as well as dust collection improvement. If you liked the video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'm very good at responding to the comments. I'll see you on the next one.